Good afternoon. Welcome, everyone, to our Breathe with MPHA session. We're so honored to have our instructor and our board member and past president, Nancy Franke Wilson, with us today to guide us through this next half hour. We have a couple of Zoom meeting reminders. We're recording this so that we can share it with others who weren't able to join today. It's up to you if you want your camera on or off, and feel free to rename yourself and use the chat if needed. And at MPHA, we start all of our meetings with an acknowledgement. So I'll read our ancestral land statement. We ask that you take a moment to honor and acknowledge that we are on the ancestral homelands of the Dakota and Anishinaabe. Indigenous people have a long-standing history and connection to the land since time immemorial and are the original stewards of lands and waters. Many American Indians were forcibly exiled from their lands because of aggressive and persistent settler colonialism and United States governmental policies, but they persevered. We make this acknowledgement to honor the Dakota and Anishinaabe people, ancestors and descendants, as well as the land itself. Okay, and I will turn this over to Nancy.
Wonderful. Thanks. Welcome, everyone. As Mary said, my name is Nancy Franke Wilson. I am a governing council member. I'm a past president and longtime member of MPHA. And as I always tell people, when they first start their public health career, it's probably a good investment to just buy a lifetime membership if they're still for sale, because you'll want to stay with MPHA forever, as it looks like I will be. I am my day job. I am the executive director of the Minnesota Oral Health Coalition. And if you're interested in that, please go to our website. That would be fantastic. I'm just trying to change Mary, do you mind putting me on speaker as speaker? I just want to make sure I can see myself close up. Is that possible? If not, it's fine. I'll work with it. I want to
Yes,
make sure.
I
Let me see. There we go. Thank you. Yeah, I just want to be able to, as much as I don't want to see myself this close up, it's good to see how I'm doing. So I'm a MPHA longtime member. I was trained in the 200-hour yoga teacher training at Kripalu, and really honored to be part of the Kripalu brother and sisterhood of yogis. If you get a chance, highly recommend a visit. Just a little bit before we get started, just a little intro. As I was thinking about our time together today, one of the things that came up for me is I am going to guide you, instruct you through two different kinds of pranayama or yogic breathing. Having said that, if the most we get done today is we came together in community, I think we won. I think we accomplished a lot. And as Mary said, today will be recorded. So if you don't want to take notes, if you just want to enjoy, it will be on the YouTube channel, on the MPHA YouTube channel, and you are welcome to go back to it and play it every day if you want to. That's fine. If you don't already, grab a tissue or two. You will need them because we are going to be doing some pretty strong breathing, and our nadis will definitely want to be free. So be sure and grab a Kleenex as I'm talking. This is a judgment-free zone. You can be off camera, you can mute yourself, that's just fine. Whatever works for you. But just know that we are here as a community, and whatever you do in our time together, as long as you're taking care of yourself, it's wonderful. And having said that, I'm going to guide and teach, but in the end, you know your body, you know what you need. If something I've said or instructed doesn't work for you, please don't do it. So we're going to get started with, I keep using the word pranayama, which is yogic breathing. Pranayama is a Sanskrit compound, prana, meaning air and life force, and yama, which means to restrain or to hold back. So you might say, well, Nancy, why would I want to hold back or restrain my life force and my air? And the long and the short of it is, pranayama as a whole really means to restrain or enhance the breath and the life force. And when we do that, a few wonderful, beautiful, beautiful things happen. One of them is that we become more introverted. And in this case, that means that we're more aware of ourselves, our sensations, our feelings. And when we listen to, watch, and observe our breath, um, it does help with calmness and wellness. Some pranayama practices include counting. So you may do count to 4 and then count to 4. We're not going to do counting today. We have a little bit of what we're doing where there is a counting, and I'm just going to hold up my fingers. Numbers and counting can actually increase some anxiety and some stress, and we don't want any part of that today. So if you really like pranayama, I invite you to explore. There's a lot of really, really wonderful things that you can do with yogic breathing and your wellness. And that's why MPHA has decided to host this today. It's about wellness. All right. So we are going to start with channel purifying breath, or Nadi Shodhana. Before we do that, let's I would prefer it. I would think it would be better for you if you were seated. You can be in a chair, you can be on a bench, on the floor. I'm standing because I might want to show you some things. But if I were in your shoes, I would definitely want to be seated. We're going to start with just some breathing. Very simply, hands on your thighs or your knees, wherever they feel comfortable. I invite you to close your eyes or partially close your eyes. And let's just breathe together for a moment. Let's just feel our bodies. First, we'll start with some natural breath. Imagine that a really good friend is walking toward you. They take the palm of their hands and they place them on your shoulders. And it's just this warm, loving feeling. And they gently press on your shoulders, releasing them from your ears and releasing any tension that you may have in your shoulders. We're going to take our next inhalation together. Inhale. At the top of your inhale, if you could take a little extra sip of breath. And exhale through your nose. When you're ready, inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. Let's take a couple more on your own. Before you open your eyes, is there any sensations in your body? Any tension? Any joy? Anything that you're feeling? If there's a spot in your body where you're feeling or you're holding on to something, energetically tell it to go. Just say, I'll see you in a while. I got this. I'm in a community of people that really care for each other. I don't need you now. And on your next inhalation, blink your eyes open. I have to tell you, that just feels so good to me. Oh, I hope it did for you as well. All right. We are going to begin with Nadi Shodhana. I'm going to ask you to sit with a long spine, which basically means you can energetically lengthen your spine. You can imagine the top of your head maybe reaching a little closer to the ceiling. Sometimes I just think of my chest opening, and you can even do this. That helps me to elongate my spine. Relax your abdomen. We're going to start by taking our right hand up to our noses. And I apologize for my glasses, but I really want to make sure I don't miss anything in my notes. We're going to begin with what's called a Vishnu mudra. Mudras are hand positions. So I look really, really weird when I do this. I've got some problems with my fingers. You're going to want to bend your pointer finger and what I call your swear finger. Keep your thumb out and your ring and pinky finger out or up. And this is what's called a Vishnu mudra. We're going to put our thumb, take your thumb and close your right nostril. And you can really do it gently. Yeah, the finger pose is a little difficult. Like you said, I do one of these. So you can close that right nostril. I'm going to invite you to inhale slowly through your left nostril. And if you want to, you can just watch me through the first one. How's that? But it's up to you. You can try it as well. So inhale through the left nostril. At the end of that inhalation, I'm going to close the left nostril with my ring finger. So if you guys can see what I'm doing. Right? I'm going to close the left nostril with my ring finger and exhale through my right nostril. I'm going to inhale through my right nostril. Then I'm going to close my right nostril and exhale left. Inhale left. Close my left and exhale right. All right. So let's try it together if you didn't try it with me. Again, this is Nadi Shodhana. We call this channel purifying breath, right? Nadi meaning channel. And if you need to do a little tissue break, now is a good time. Always Kleenexes in yoga rooms for a reason. So we're going to do our mudra or something close to it, right? No judgment zone. Close the right nostril. All right. Inhale slowly through the left nostril. At the end of that inhalation, close the left nostril with your ring finger and exhale through the right nostril. Inhale through the right nostril. Close your right nostril and exhale with the left nostril. Inhale with your left nostril. Switch ring finger on your left nostril and exhale through your right nostril. Inhale through your right nostril. Close your right nostril and exhale through your left nostril. Inhale through your left and switch. Close your left nostril when you're ready. Exhale through your right nostril. Inhale through your right nostril. Close your right nostril. Exhale through your left nostril. And we're done with our first practice. Natural breath. Just return to natural breath. If you want to, I invite you to close your eyes and just take a few natural breaths. Notice how you feel. All right. So I'm looking at the clock and I want to make sure we can get through Kapalabhati. I'm going to stay on the Zoom after 12:45. So if you want to talk about this, and I'm happy, like I said, the video will be up, so you can go through that with me. But the pattern really is exhale, inhale, switch. Exhale, inhale, switch. So once you get in the vibe of that, it will become pretty, you're still thinking about it, but you'll have more energy to devote to your breath and being aware of your breath. And I'm just going to do this really, really quickly. What I actually do in my own practice is I put my finger here and I do this. I don't know if you can see me. And I got to tell you, that works really well for me. So just a little hint, and you might come up with something completely different. You might use two hands. Um, but for me, I don't know where this came from, but it works really well for me. I think I might have said this, but I'm only supposed to teach one at a time as an instructor. And I just thought, this is Minnesota and we're going through a lot. Um, I don't think I'm going to follow that rule, especially since we have technology and this will be available to you for, I don't know, probably forever, for a very long time. All right. Our next pranayama breathing technique is called Kapalabhati. It's actually the Sanskrit compound means skull polishing breath. Skull, which actually is our nasal passages, and then bhati, which means to make shiny or to clean. So if you think of your nasal passages, you're making them shiny today. It's kind of sweet. But this is a really good time to blow your nose or to clean out your nostrils, I will tell you, because we are gonna clean them out. Um, Kapalabhati is a really interesting breathing technique, and because of its interesting nature, if you are pregnant, if you've had a recent surgery in the thoracic region, heart or lung conditions, I recommend that you watch and not participate, but definitely file this away or know that you will go to the video at some point um, to practice it. I just want to make sure that everyone is safe. Also, if someone has any uncontrolled high blood pressure, this might be. I'm just going to give you a caution on this one. All right, so Kapalabhati. So I am going to um, demonstrate this first, and then we can do it together as a group. Um, Traditionally, we start with doing just a lot of breathing, and we just did a really quick one. But what we do some breathing to kind of get into this, and as we begin, I ask you to put your hand on your solar plexus. And I know in yoga, a lot of people go, what are solar plexus? Here's my ribs right here. My solar plexus are right here. So I put my hand here for Kapalabhati. Um, so how we do this is We inhale deeply through both nostrils with our lips sealed. Strongly contract the abdomen and sharply exhale through the nose. And then as our abdomen is relaxed and that naturally occurring breath happens, we continue to exhale through our nose. So it's a little different, but I have to tell you, in times of stress, Kapalabhati just cleans it out. So here's what it looks like. I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna take my deep breath, and of course I can't do it and talk about it, but I'm gonna do my deep breath. I'm just gonna do 5 of them, if you can see my hand. So again, really, really need the tissue. Um, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna ask us to start doing 10 together, and I will cue it. And then we'll do 20 together. If you feel dizzy, if you feel lightheaded, if you have anything that doesn't feel good to you, just stop. Absolutely no problem with that. All right, so let's roll our shoulders a bit. Take a deep exhalation. Inhale, exhale. All right, take your hand on your solar plexus. Inhale deeply through both nostrils with your lips sealed. Contract your abdomen and exhale sharply through your nose. Here we go. You staying with me? All right, we're going to do it again. We'll do 10 this time. I know I said 10 before. We'll do 10 this time. All right. Deep inhale through the nostrils with the lips sealed, and then we'll start. How was it? I know it's hard. We can't talk. I'll energetically ask how it was. I caught myself taking another deep breath, which is just a really strange habit I have. I have yoga teachers who do this very, very quickly. And we certainly can try that. And on your own, you can have fun with it. So we're going to do 20, and I hope to goodness I can keep count. And again, only if this works for you. So deep inhale through both nostrils with the lips sealed, and then we'll start. Here we go. All right. Okay, it's 12:41. I would love to just spend a minute. Um, if anybody has any comments, anything they want to share. And again, I know this is a lot very quickly, and I'm just hoping that you do visit the YouTube channel and you practice this again. We can do another one as a group. We definitely can, if you just let Mary know what you want. Um, yeah, it's up to you. As I say with the Minnesota Oral Health Coalition, I'll say the same thing with the Minnesota Public Health Association. You know, it's your organization. Um, yeah, if there's anything anyone wants to share about this, it's really fun to do this in community. And yeah, so I also wanted to remind you, um, you don't need a lot of time to do this. You can do Kapalabhati in a couple minutes, very easily. And I think I'll speak for myself. I'm amazed at how quickly it kind of, you know, it kind of peps me up. I almost feel like it kind of blows out. Sorry for that term. Kind of blows out some of the stress. Um, Great. I'm so glad. I'm so glad you guys were here. And again, like I said, we can do this again live. We could spend a half hour doing one of them. We can practice other things. But now you know you have this. Yeah, you're right, Tina. It is really, I forgot to say that. It's really awesome that everyone is taking time for themselves. And as we know, when we do take time for ourselves, we become the version of ourselves that we want others to experience. And all of us in public health, we really need it right now, right? Absolutely. Oh, how beautiful. Can everyone continue to take good care of themselves this weekend? I love that. Wonderful. Yeah. Anything? Hi. All right. Well, I can stay on or we can close and I just want everyone to know that MPHA is here for you and you can go on their website and join if you want to. I'm really surprised I could do that and we could do that in half an hour, Mary.
Nancy, that was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Oh, I'm so happy.
And
Good.
thank you everyone
Yeah.
for joining us today. You have our website. I don't need to show you a slide, but I will give you a verbal reminder to join us in whatever way fits with your work and your life. And we're really glad to be part of your public health community and your support, especially right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I always come back to MPHA no matter what, because I know I'm always going to find my people. And you guys, you know how to reach me too. If anyone needs to reach out to me or wants to reach out to me, you can always go to the Minnesota Oral Health Coalition.org. That's probably the quickest way, or through the MPHA website.
Thank both of you, Nancy and Mary, for creating this time for us.
Yeah. Thanks for
Namaste.
joining us. It's great to see you, Jane.